Bookstores could be quite overwhelming and massive. Have you ever cared to wonder who wrote all these books and who these people were? Authors are like liaisons to other worlds. The author of the day is Charles Seltman, born 1886. He was an English art historian who lived his life in the United Kingdom. He was a librarian at the Queen's College, and he also published within many magazines and newspapers. He was known for believing that authoritarianism societies produce abstract art. However, where freedom is allowed, concrete verisimilitude representation occurs. Here are some of his publications. I will be reviewing amateurly, of course, Women in Antiquity. In my opinion, it's a good attempt at painting a picture of what history has woven for women who lived in ancient Mediterranean regions. The book covers feminist sapiens, Egypt, Sparta, Iona, Athens, and much more. In a discussion about Homo sapiens in Europe, it was noted that within cave families, women and men moved through time differently, making women, and I quote, too unpredictable for men. Chapter 1 also gracefully explained the body of women is magic, mysterious, and embedded in nature. If you make it to Chapter 2, you will find women in the Midland Sea and tribal islanders. Researcher Earl Russell pointed out there was no word for father at the time due to the way of life. This issue was the beginning of an ongoing problem of native tribes versus missionaries. The English and Greek began to visit these islands and promote ideas relating to paternity. They also began to take their women, of whom died due to the shock of travel, eating, and being on foreign soil. In chapter 3, you will find a passage from an ancient scribe, Ani, and I will give it a quick read. Do not be rude to a woman in her house if you know her thoroughly. Do not say, "Where is that? Bring it to me," when she has put it in its right place and your eye has not seen it. When you are silent, you know her qualities, and it is a joy for your hand to be with hers. When in some other case the husband happens to be the owner of the house, the ancient writer still urges him to treat his wife with tact and discretion. If you are a successful and have furnished your house and love the wife of your heart, then fill her stomach with clothes on her back. The soap of her body is oil. Make glad her heart during the time that you have. As late as the days of the Ptolemies, marriage contracts frequently made over the man's property in entirety to the woman. Furthermore, under the code prevalent in Egypt, if a man has begotten a child outside marriage, he was obligated to take the responsibility for his action. In the writings of Ptahhotep, there appears to be the following injunction: if you make a woman ashamed and in an ambiguous position, be kind to her, send her not away, let her have food to eat, and wantonness of her heart can appreciate goodness. Chapter 4, Erotica. We have love and women who cause wars. In the love department, we have Andromache and Hector. He is the son of Hecuba, queen of Pram. They were a youthful couple who simply loved each other. According to Seltman, the simplicity of their love was so highlighted, so much so, that it was noted as the first time in European literature that love was illustrated as such. Women within similar classes were moving around, and their marriage was based off trust, freedom, and the connections granted as a result. For example, Helen, whose elopement was the cause of the Trojan War. Let's see. We have marriage in the heroic age was founded on the basis of mutual trust, freedom, and an almost complete lack of jealousy. For though monogamy was the universal custom, connections outside marriage were in no way held to be graceful for either party. Okay, so we have chapter 7, and like most of the other chapters, I'm going to do my best. We have Athens. Before proceeding to consider the condition of girls and women in Attica and other parts of ancient Greece, there is another matter calling for appraisal: slavery, especially since we're in the Hellenic world plenty of female slaves, though probably far fewer than male slaves. Admirers of the ancient world admit that validity of one approach leveled against it, the existence of slavery. As far as I am aware, this question, whether handled from the historical, economic, or moralistic angle, has always taken a form assuming that slavery is something which can exist in a vacuum. In reality, slavery is only the reverse of a medal, the obverse of which is mastery. While in the ancient world there was many slaves, there were many masters. But are there many masters today? There is no easy puzzle to solve unless we make an attempt to enter into the Greek point of view and to try to discover how the Athenian of the 5th century BC would have felt about our present Western world, our prejudices, our servitude, and our mores. As this has been done before, and well by the Socratic method, we can hardly do better than to use it and to try imagine how, under the influence of some time machine, Socrates would have felt if he had been transferred forward to present time and then returned to his own century, the city. And then it goes into Plato's Adamas. I hope you give this a read. It was quite interesting. I must read it 5 more times. I'm not able to review all of the chapters, of course, but I did take notes on Laconia and the overly sex breeders in solitude, Ephesian matron and their iconic garb, Lysistrata and women withholding sex to end wars, ancient Rome and the rights men had to kill their wives and sell their daughters. Lastly, the book discussed how women avoided adultery by legally registering themselves as prostitutes. Thank you for listening. I hope you give this social science book a read and make the library your best friend. The next book I will be reviewing is called